Hey, this is Luke Symes with Salt Strong. Today we're going to be doing a review of this landing net. This one is made by Frabill, at least I believe it's pronounced Frabill. They have a lot of different options with nets, and so this one in particular is one that I've been using for a while. I've noticed some things I really like about it. I've also noticed some things I'm not so fond of, and so I'll just explain them just so that you can help make a more educated decision if you're going to go out and buy a net. So let's start with the pros. The first thing is just the fact that it's collapsible. I have this skiff back behind me. You can see it's a smaller skiff designed to go in shallow water, not a lot of room. And this is a big net, right? You can see it now, it's fully extended. It's a really good sized net, but it collapses down into a really small part, right? Just hit the little lever there and the net collapses up top. And then I actually could, this little lever here, you can actually slide it in. I've kept this out for a pretty long time, and it's all corroded shut, so it now can no longer get skinnier, but I don't want it to, because what I do is I just store it under the side of my gunnel here, right down there. I put it in a rod holder, and so that way I don't have to worry about extending or not extending. All right, it's out of the way. The fact that this part collapses is what I particularly like about it. This is before using this, I just hated nets because I just couldn't store it in my boat without getting in the way. So collapsible front part is really helpful, and if you take care of it, this part can be collapsible for a long time too. This is not worn off, right? This is all, there's not metal in here. So just the fact that this head part is still smooth is excellent. So I've been really happy with it. So the other pro is really just the cost. You're right, this is not an expensive net. I think it was around like $30, $40. It's a while since I bought it, so I can't recall the exact price, but I'll put a link down below to the specific model. But yeah, it is definitely an affordable net, and again, just given that, I've been pleased with it. As far as the cons, though, is that it's just it's an affordable net, and that it almost always means that it's not going to be quite as durable as some of the others. So I've tried out some others too, like one from Bubba in particular. It's super strong, right? That one doesn't flex at all. This one has a lot of flex in it. Just this pole alone will flex, but in particular, this top part flexes a lot. And so the most potential issues, in my opinion, that can come from this type of net, and this net in particular, is this front part, right? Because that's what you're going to be going into the water to get your fish. This front part, it's not metal, right? It's basically just like a little tension thing that's just, you can move it really easily. Even when you dip in the water, it kind of comes in a little bit. And on a recent tournament, I almost lost the biggest snook of our tournament. We ended up tying for first, and I got just very fortunate where as I was going down to net it, I hadn't used this net in a while, that this front part moved in and the snook shook its head at the perfectly wrong time. The lure got stuck on the very top of the net. At this point I have a 33-inch snook, which is now outside of the net. The lure stuck on it. It was just, my heart totally stopped for a second. Fortunately ended up getting it, but it was a close call, and that wouldn't have happened if this was a fixed actual line here, a fixed rod. So that's the con, right? It's just the core con is that it's just flimsy. The other thing, especially for those of us who are doing a lot of catch and release fishing, is the type of mesh. And in general, I guess the more affordable nets, I should say, they have a mesh that isn't quite as good for the fish, right? It's not coated with rubber. So if you're doing catch and release fishing, having a net, a mesh that has a rubber coating is really important. And so I recommend that, right? If you're going out and you're doing some net shopping, even though this is only $30, $40, it's worth it just to go ahead and spend a little bit more money, get the one with the better mesh, because that's just gonna help us make sure that the fish we release can thrive after we release them. So that in particular is I would say one of the biggest cons, assuming that you're doing catch and release fishing. If you're keeping your fish, obviously it doesn't matter. But again, that's just something to be noted. And if you keep your fish, it doesn't really matter, but just wanted to make sure that was highlighted, because on the conservation side, the rubber coating is extremely important. And so that's really it. That was the core things I could think of as far as the pros and cons. This kind of stuff that I wish I was told before I bought it. And so I just thought I'd share it here with you. So if you have used this net and you have anything else to add, whether it's on the pro side or the con side, please let us know, right? We're not affiliated with this group in any way. We're here just to make sure that you make the smartest decisions possible with all of your fishing needs, and just, again, get the most bang for your buck. Yeah, so any feedback you have would be very much appreciated, and we look at each and every comment, and so we will be happy to field any questions you might have. Well, that's it for now. Thank you again for your time and watching this video. Hope to see you again soon.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and wear the line today.